Oh, yeah, she not. I just think your name moved out of the show. No, no, she real. Yeah. She was out there. Hey, John. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's. There's nothing. Oh, it's. Okay. Oh, it should have been on there. Okay. Well, that's what
Yeah.
Very good. They got caught up today. No, but yeah, she was gonna, I didn't even check either. So, I'm gonna fold those two. Oh, and it's got. Oh, so this is. Yeah.
Hey, Mary, isn't that into?
I'm not. Well, I would be nice, so. Put that over there. I have something Monday, Friday, Saturday, 10 weeks. Yeah. Right now, it's everybody. Why does that mean? Yeah. That's. Yeah. I'm glad you guys. I'll stay here. You can go to sleep. You need a shot. Depends how bad the day was. Pretty good. I sold it. Oh, did you? Right. Still on that ladder. Yep. I've got something else. Yeah. It's
Everyone would rise, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
Everyone would rise, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay, welcome. We had this happen a few months ago. You got it? Oh, now it's okay, good. Good evening. I'd like to mention a few items before we start our meeting. If everyone could please silence your cell phones. Our meetings are public and recorded. This is a business meeting, so we ask everyone to conduct themselves in a professional manner. Good evening. I'd like to mention a few items before we start our meeting. Business meetings, we have everyone to conduct themselves in a professional manner. Our city code allows for public comment up to 3 minutes, and for best sound quality, please lean into these microphones to speak. With that, I'll call the meeting to order at 6:01, and we'll commence with roll call.
Alderperson Schwarzkopf,
Here.
Alderperson Gabbard,
Here.
Alderperson Reinker is absent, Alderperson Honabut,
Here.
Alderperson Demond,
Here.
Alderperson Nevoy,
Here.
Alderperson Dojan.
Here.
Okay, thank you. We
Oh,
have,
wait, Alderperson Keel is absent.
okay. With that, we have a quorum, so we'll conduct the people's business this evening. We'll start out. I'll call for a motion to approve the financial statements.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on the financial statements? Roll call voting. This starts with Schwarzkopf.
A. 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 A.
Okay, motion carries. Next up, I'll call for a motion to approve the estimated and listed bills.
So moved. Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Roll call voting. That starts with Gebert.
A. 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 A.
Okay, motion carries. Next up, is there consideration of any additional bills this evening? Pam, do you have any additional bills? No, you're okay.
Mayor.
No, okay. With that, we'll move on to correspondence, public and guest comments. Okay. Oh, yeah. When you come on up, state your name and your address. And I just, as a reminder to everyone, this is not a Q&A, this is a comment period.
So I cannot ask you any questions?
Please pull the microphone.
My name is Brandy DeRoos. I live at 820 White Oak Drive here in Redbud. I cannot ask you any questions.
This is your comment period. You're welcome to make comments, and I will also start my 3-minute clock at this time.
Okay. Since I'm on the clock, I have Bell's palsy. It's hard for me to talk. I'm gonna go ahead and not show all that I have on my phone. I don't think I need it. Actually, I left my phone over there. So Shorty had told me, because you wouldn't speak to me all week, that I could bring my projector in. And I finally got this answer this morning, right, Shorty?
When I told you that, I messed up.
Oh, no,
I remember I called you back, I guess. and
no,
left you a message.
I've never received a call from Shorty today. But anyway, what? If they're talking, does that go into my time? Okay, so stick with this. Okay. Anywho, I don't think I have to show everything because I think we kind of saw through my Facebook Lives that I was forced to make what Redbud is about. And everyone knew it, and I don't know why no one ever just came up and said it. And they just let things happen. And the things that happen here aren't right. I was gonna ask you if you thought they were right, like all the events this week, but I'm not allowed to ask you questions. If you want to answer, you can. Do you think what happened to me this week was right?
We're here to conduct city business, so if
It
you
is
have
city
comments
business.
regarding city business, we'll
Oh, okay.
make your comments, please.
So I was cited last weekend, 3 tickets. One was for punching my ex-husband. He deserved it. One was for criminal damage to property that Nick Reinhardt. I know Nick. I actually thought that he came from, I think it's Nick. Anyway, I grew up in Ellis Grove. They used to call me Little Miss Diamond Cross. I grew up with Josh Eckert here. And actually, when I opened up Affordably Made, his mom asked me for a job, and I hired her.
Let's stick with city business, please.
It is. So anyway, I grew up in Ellis Grove, and I was Little Miss Ellis Grove my entire life, and I was raised by men who taught me right from wrong. And my dad was a roach. You knew my dad, Mr. Honabit, did you not?
Yes, I did.
How did you know? Oh, I'm not allowed to ask questions, am I? Am I? Do you want to answer?
Brandy, your 3 minutes are up.
Okay,
So please wrap it up.
thank you.
Okay, does anyone else have any other comments this evening? Okay, then we'll move on to the consent agenda. You'll see items A through J. I would like to pull items H and I. They were put on a little prematurely. I believe Josh will run those back through committee before they come back to the council.
Yes, please.
So with the remaining items of A through G and J, does anyone want any of those items pulled out? Hearing none, then I would ask for a motion for items A through G as well as J to be approved. For a motion.
So move.
Second.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second on the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Roll call voting. This starts with Anabit.
Hey.
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 Hey. Hey.
Okay, motion carries. Next up are reports, and we'll start with the Finance Committee.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Under Finance Committee, under the business items, CDs and investment, there is nothing to do with CDs at this point. Again, it'll be later on in the year when we have 3 more CDs coming due. Item number 2, sewer bond and interest account. There is, Pam, make sure I get this right, $10,000 in that account. Is that correct? There is $10,000 that was put into account for a bond on the sewer, and that is no longer needed. I would like to make a motion to move that $10,000 into the sewer fund and close that account.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to close the sewer bond account and move that monies into the sewer operating checking account. Any further discussion on that?
I got one question. Was there not something mentioned about keeping that for future?
There was, but Rodney and I spoke today, and we just decided we would close it, and if in the future we need another account, we would just open a new one.
Okay.
Okay, any other further discussion on that? Got our motion, got our second? So roll call voting, that starts with Demond.
Hey.
Hey,
Hey.
Hey. Hey. Hey.
Motion carries. Is there anything else?
that's all I have.
Okay, is there anything from the Personnel Committee?
Nothing, Mayor.
Okay, anything from Public Health and Safety?
Nothing.
Okay, that takes us up to Public Works with a couple of items.
First item is authorization for Derek Allen's 250 an hour raise or step increase, which was part of when we moved him into this new position. That would be the next step, is the increase is paid to 250, so I'd like to make that a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to request authorization for Derek Allen's 250 per hour step increase. Any further discussion?
Yes, just wanted to note that that would be the pay period following, first full pay period following after the February 19th, which would be that date. So it'd be the pay period starting February 21st.
Okay.
Added that in.
For clarification, so any other discussion?
Right. Perfect.
Any other discussion? Roll call voting, that starts with Meway.
Hey,
Hey.
Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, motion passes.
Next item is a training request for Steve Mertz and Clint Crafton to attend the GUA Spring Training Seminar. I'd like to make a motion to approve that request.
second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on the training request for Steve Mertz and Clint Crafton for the GUA Spring Training Seminar. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, roll call voting will start with Dojon.
Hey.
Hey. Hey.
Hey. Hey.
Hey,
Okay, motion carries.
That's all for Public Works.
Okay, that's all for Public Works, and then we'll shift over to zoning, and without Alan and without Jeff, I guess I'll take that one this evening. In your packet is rezoning ordinance number 1535. I don't know if anyone had any questions on that. If not, I'll entertain a motion for ordinance 1535.
So move.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on ordinance 1535. Any further discussion? Roll call voting. This starts with Schwarzkopf.
Hey. Hey.
Hey.
Hey.
hey,
Hey.
Okay, motion and carries. Nothing else from the zoning, so we'll shift it over and toss it to Cultural Committee for Ben.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to approve the request from St. Peter UCC to close Randolph Street for the fish fry February 23rd and March 8th. They would like to close Randolph Street on the south side of their church. So I'd like to make a motion.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second for the St. Peter's UCC to close Randolph Street for fish fries on February 23rd and March 8th. Any further discussion? Roll call voting starts with Hebert.
Hey,
A.
A.
Okay, motion carries.
And then I'd also like to make a motion that the city council endorse the citywide participation approval for the annual chocolate walk event for all the vendors and all the vendors, for all the- okay, on February 10th. So
Okay, we have a motion and a second for citywide participation approval for the chocolate walk on February 10th. Any further discussion on that? Roll call voting starts with Nanavit.
A.
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 Okay, motion carries. That's it from cultural, correct?
Yep, that's
Okay,
it. Sorry.
we have no executive session minutes to review. I don't believe there's any updates from the Planning Commission, no updates from Economic Development Commission, and so that takes us to recreational facilities.
Nothing there.
Okay, how about Parks and Recreation Committee?
We have a meeting Wednesday evening.
Okay, thank you.
That's
With
it.
that, we'll shift to old business. There's nothing there. So off to new business. I would entertain a motion to appoint Chris Mall to the Library Board.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve Chris for the Library Board. Any further discussion? Roll call voting. It starts with Demond.
A.
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 hey,
A.
Okay, motion carries. Just as a note, the 2023 Mayor's Annual Report is found in your packet. That's for information only at this point. Next up is a review of the February calendar. Let's see, tomorrow on the 6th, I guess, John, you'll be doing siren testing at 10. Kyle has mentioned Parks and Recreation meeting on the 7th. Library Board meets on the 8th.
No,
We're back-
there will not be a library board meeting this month.
Oh, thank you. So scratch the Library Board meeting on the 8th. Thank you for that update.
Yep.
We'll be back here on the 19th for committees, the 20th on Planning Commission, and it looks like an Economic Development Commission meeting is possibly scheduled for the 28th at this point. Any other adjustments or corrections to the calendar? Okay. In other comments, I just wanted to pause for a moment and recognize Chad Groman. Chad worked for the city since January 4th of 2016. He was hired as laborer in the street department and later moved to a support person role. And in his current position, he was our water system operator and was in training to be the city's next Class A operator. He was a valued and beloved employee. And if we can honor him with a moment of silence, please. Thank you for remembering Chad. With that, is there any other comments for the evening? If not, I will call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We stand adjourned at 6:14 PM.